Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are digging into something that could honestly change your entire game. It's one of the most powerful tryout tips out there, actually practicing your weaknesses. This is all about how you can unlock your real potential on the volleyball court. So, have you ever felt this? You're putting in all the hours, you're working your tail off in practice, but for some reason, your game just isn't getting any better. It's super frustrating hitting that performance plateau. But what if the way through that wall isn't to go around it, but to run straight at the part that you're weakest at? I love this quote because it gets right to the heart of what it means to improve. Real strength, real growth. It's not about just polishing the things you're already awesome at. No, it's about diving headfirst into the skills that challenge you, that frustrate you, and yeah, maybe even scare you a little bit. That's where the magic happens. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to talk about why we hit these plateaus in the first place, and then get into the elite mindset you've got to have. From there, we'll get super practical. How to actually find your weakness, how to design a practice that works, and even how to use AI as your own personal coach. And stick around, because the real payoff here goes way beyond just volleyball. Okay, so that wall we just talked about, the player's plateau, it's a real thing. It's that point where putting in more effort just doesn't seem to lead to more results. But here's the thing. It's not a dead end. It's actually a signal. It's your cue to shift from just working hard to working smart. The very first step to breaking through that wall, well, it's all in your head. Becoming an elite player isn't something a coach can just hand to you. It's something that you, the athlete, have to take complete and total ownership of. This right here is such a huge mindset shift. When you start focusing on being the best for the team, you stop worrying so much about your own stats. Instead, you start asking different questions like, what does my team really need from me? Where am I weakest and how is that holding us all back? You see, taking personal responsibility for fixing that weakness, that becomes your ultimate contribution. This really means becoming a student of the game, for real. It's about owning your entire day, what you eat, how you train, how you prep your mind. Getting better isn't just something that happens in that 2-hour practice block. No, it's a 24/7 commitment. Okay, so you've got the mindset down. But it's one thing to say work on your weakness and a whole other thing to know what it actually is, right? It's time to get practical. We need to move away from that vague feeling of, I'm just bad at passing, to a really concrete diagnosis. There are 3 main ways to nail this down. First up, keep a journal. Seriously, it's a surprisingly powerful tool to just get your goals and frustrations down on paper, and you can start to see how you feel connects with how you play. Then you gotta ask for and actually listen to feedback from your coaches and teammates. They see stuff you just can't. And finally, you have to look at the cold hard data. And this is where technology becomes this incredibly powerful, totally unbiased mirror. I mean, these analytics platforms can track everything. Your jump count, how you cover the court, your acceleration. The best part? Data doesn't have an opinion. It doesn't have a favorite player. It just shows you the patterns, and it will reveal weaknesses that your own eyes or even your coach's eyes might completely miss. All right, so you've diagnosed the problem. Now you need a treatment plan. Knowing what you need to work on is only half the battle. Now you need a blueprint for how to work on it so that the skill actually shows up when the whistle blows in a real game. This is something called deliberate practice. It's not just doing mindless reps. It's focused, intentional work. A really key idea here, especially for athletes who are still developing, is the 70-30 ratio. That means spending about 70% of your time in this kind of focused training and only about 30% competing. Why? Because it gives you the space to fail, to learn, and to really grow without the pressure of a win-loss record hanging over your head.
And this is exactly how you make your practice measurable. You stop using vague goals like, I'm going to get better at serving. Instead, you create a concrete, trackable mission. For example, I will land 16 out of my next 20 serves in Zone 1. See how that works? It turns practice into a kind of game, and it gives you instant, clear feedback on whether you're actually improving.
So we've talked about data, but the role of technology is getting so much bigger. Let's look at some of the really cutting-edge stuff that's basically turning every single player into their own analyst, with an AI assistant coach right in their pocket. This chart really shows you the massive shift that's happening. I mean, it used to be all about the coach's subjective opinion, and then waiting hours, maybe even days, to review game film. Now, AI can give you objective, totally personalized data like instantly, right to your phone. It's a total game changer. And this whole revolution is powered by tiny little wearable sensors, just like this one. They're smaller than a credit card. Athletes wear them during practices and games, and these little things capture thousands of data points. Every single jump, every sprint, every change of direction, and it's all streamed for analysis. So what does the AI do with all that info? Well, it can automatically cut up a highlight reel for you for recruiting. It can pinpoint the exact moment your footwork broke down on a defensive play. It can even give you feedback in real time while you're in a drill. It is literally like having a personal coach analyzing every single move you make. Now, going through this whole disciplined process of finding a weakness and then systematically working to fix it, it does a lot more than just make you a better volleyball player. The real payoff, the big one, it extends so far beyond the court. Just think about it for a second. By learning from your failures in practice, you're building resilience. By seeing tough challenges as opportunities, you're developing discipline and a growth mindset. And by taking ownership, you're learning about accountability and integrity. I mean, these are the character traits that build success in anything you do in life.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? The daily grind, those repetitive drills, all the unglamorous work. It's not always going to be fun. But if you have the willpower to find value in every single one of those minutes, you're building more than just muscle memory. You're building character. You're building yourself.
So I'll leave you with this one question. I want you to forget about all the things you're already good at. What is the one thing, the one skill, that's holding you back? And what's your plan to start turning that weakness into your greatest strength, starting tomorrow?